Here we are in MRK460 Monday morning, and we're going to talk about tariffs, and we divide the class up into different groups. And here we go with Marley's group talking about tariffs, kind of like an introduction.
Okay, so a tariff is a government-implemented tax on imported goods and services to help vulnerable businesses in the competitive environment.
Sounds good. And
now we're going to talk about the different industries, especially in Canada. They're more geographic concentrated, so there's an automotive industry, the agriculture industry, forestry, mining, and steel. And for an example, like company XYZ produces cheese in Scotland and exports the cheese, which costs $100 per pound to the United States. A 20% ad valorem.
I know, right?
The tariff could require company XYZ to pay the U.S. government $20 to export the cheese.
that's right, and which increases the cost and makes it more profitable for our American companies who are making cheese to sell to Americans, right? Anybody else want to add on that? Okay, so here we go with the next group who's going to talk about
WTO. So WTO basically it imposes rules and between countries. Its main focus is to make sure that trade is done smoothly. And so we have an example. So Australia has complained at the World Trade Organization about the rules applied to the sale of wine by Canada and various Canadian provinces.
Right.
In October, the United States accused British Columbia of giving an unfair advantage to local vineyards by giving their wine an exclusive retail channel in grocery stores and cutting out U.S. competition. Canada is reported to be Australia's fourth largest wine export market with a value of about 197 million Canadian, putting it behind China, the United States, and Britain.
Okay, so the reason why we talked about this is because the WTO World Trade Organization makes rules and regulations based on the bilateral agreements between countries as to what they can and cannot do in compliance with those. So your group, Peter, is doing?
So we're going to discuss tariffs and the negative effects on Americans of the tariffs.
Right.
So Matthew Shea, the Chief Executive Officer of the National Retail Federation, has said that when cost of raw materials like steel and aluminum are artificially driven up, all Americans ultimately foot the bill in the form of higher prices for everything, from canned goods to automobiles.
Right.
So negative effects of the tariffs can be tariffs may benefit a few players, but it would be at the cost of others, of the small businesses. The tariffs would affect export because of retaliation between other companies. Higher tariffs on imports will cause firms to purchase more domestically produced U.S. goods that are more expensive than imported ones. And the tariffs, foreign tariffs, raises the cost of domestic producers, which causes them to sell less in those foreign markets.
Right, good point. Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, so we're talking about the positive effects on Americans, and basically they're setting the tariffs in place so that they can increase the jobs and really employ the workforce there. Ultimately, it has a negative effect on the consumers, but it does have a positive effect on the economy and the businesses for America when they put those tariffs on.
Yeah, we talked about jobs in the beginning of the course. It's one of the reasons why politicians do things, right? Anything else you wanted to add? Okay, and lastly, we'll talk to Max's group.
So we're going to talk about the negative effects on Canadians' tariffs.
Right.
And we're going to talk about the steel tariff Donald Trump wants to impose on Canadians.
Right.
And this will impact like the mining industry.
Right.
And that will kind of ripple down into everything. So for example, the multiplier effect.
Right.
So for example, who drinks Tim Hortons here?
Tim Hortons, raise your Tim Hortons. Okay, why is that a question, Max?
Because where's the first Tim Hortons is from Hamilton.
Yeah.
And people who enjoy to go see the game, who work in Hamilton, if they don't have a job, they can't afford season's tickets, which means no more games.
Exactly. Hamilton Tiger Cats won't have any fans in the stands.
Another
Okay.
example.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Another example of that is that so when you're taking away jobs in Hamilton, so there's said to be a good 10,000 steel jobs that are going to be affected by this tariff, and then through the multiplier effect, another 30,000 jobs. So that means that people have less money to spend. When we look at small businesses in Hamilton, such as specialty bars, people are going to spend less, which means these businesses are in danger of going out of business.
Yeah, because if a father loses his job, kids don't get new soccer cleats in the summer.
Oh, don't cry, are you?
And this ripple effect, it continues because when we look back at the steel industry, when we're looking at the auto industry, another industry that's affected by this, these tariffs, we see that car parts don't just, they go back and forth between the American-U.S.
Yeah.
border several times, which means that
Yeah.
when you're paying these tariffs several times, the price of the car then increases. But
Right.
you have people who don't have jobs, so when people, they don't have jobs, they're spending less,
Right.
so it's also affecting the auto industry.
Good point. And we're going to take this little micro SD card and give it to you, and you're going to edit it. Thank you very much.